think it just gives me a good insight into what's going on, basically. So I can look at that and it gives me a sector-wide insight. I particularly like the online version where you can look at all the different areas. So look at finance, look at asset management, look at housing. And I think it just pulls it all into one place. So yeah, very good magazine, and long may it continue.
Enabling me to write, I'm an Inside Housing 50, giving me a voice, supporting the tenant voice. I know that Inside Housing has really been supportive of Taro and Taro's work, and enabling the tenants to have a voice.
I found that reading Inside Housing regularly allows me to know what's really in the news. Obviously, as someone who works in housing and works with a number of housing organisations, I already know what's on people's minds. But if I see it in Inside Housing, I know it really is at the pulse of matters, and that really encourages me to bring that up with students that I teach. I bring it up in discussions when I'm training professional staff, and that really makes a difference.
So Inside Housing helps us do our job because it keeps us informed, and it's really good to know what's going on in the sector. And although we've got much more communication now than we ever did with social media, we get to hear the stories, we get to hear what's going on in the wider world, the wider community of housing providers.
Inside Housing is my go-to. It informs me and informs my colleagues really well as to what's going on in the industry or what's important outside of just not my organisation but within our sector and equally outside of the sector. So a real go-to to keep well informed on a day-to-day basis.
The great thing about Inside Housing is that it really helps us do our job in a number of different ways. One is by getting the message out there, information out there, whether it's new regulation or important trends and topics in the sector. But what I think is more important than that is that it really brings people together to discuss these problems and challenges. And if we really want to be solving problems, making technology that improves people's lives, then it's really important for the supplier side or technology side of the sector to really understand those problems. And the only way we can do that is by working really closely with housing providers and the different people in those organisations and other not-for-profits and universities. And Inside Housing effectively gets those people together.
Inside Housing is great. It's the one place you can go to find out anything. If you want to keep your finger on the pulse, that's where you go.